feel like I ain't shared a video in a minute. Um, it's a lot of things I got going on that I want to talk about. Kind of been keeping to myself. But something today that kind of crossed my path is like you guys know Power. I know everybody loves the show Power. I know it's popular. It's stylish. Um, to me, it's kind of shallow. It's not very. It's not like a well developed as far as characters and plots and things like that. It kind of like doesn't make you think that much. Kind of just takes you along for the ride. I stopped watching it faithfully like maybe a few years ago. So I kind of get my updates by watching like a YouTuber, mostly this guy named Mark Dart. I gotta shout him out because he does good, consistent reviews, and I keep up with it that way. And one thing I guess now that the show's over, one thing that I noticed is the show has to me a very anti-black female agenda. It's anti-black woman. Um, I guess the show concluded, and I really didn't. I kind of was late, but what I saw. I'm sorry, I got something popping up on my screen. What I saw was kept seeing memes of Tasha, and one thing I noticed from when I stopped watching it was that people always, Tasha, like I guess she became the main villain, and especially it was mostly directed at like black men who were talking, oh, that Tasha this and Tasha that, like I'm like, oh, what happened? Did she turn into Thanos? So I know the down the stretch of the show, it seems like it took a hard turn as where she was like the main one that's doing everything, and she's doing. I'm just like, why? Well, I wonder why would they do that? And from what I saw with the show, it was I knew I thought she would have power as far as her being the wife of the main character, the wife of Ghost, and I figure it'd be more so what she can use within her power of what she you know what she had in being his wife. Maybe that says something about black about like a black family struggle, but it didn't. To me, it didn't go that way. It's kind of veered off and just went straight into her just being a diabolical wannabe mastermind who's real messy and things like that. I'm like, how did it shift to that? I could be wrong. You could disagree. You could, you know, respond to that. But I don't know. And I just was wondering why I saw these men who were looking at her and posting things like that, and some women too. So when the finale, I guess, came on, I seen the memes of her taking all her stuff off and her hair and stuff, and like I said, I'm different than maybe most people. I think I just see her skin and I think that shit is dope. Like I always thought that she's a good looking person, and that's why I kind of liked her being on that show because just to see her skin tone. I know it's weird and some of her features and face I like it, but so I seen that and I'm like people making jokes and I'm like what is that? So I'm like, oh, so she must have been the person who did something or in this. So and I don't know. It just kind of validated my opinions about the show being anti-black. With if you think about let me see who the main characters. You got Lala shot dead by her, right? And then the little black girl daughter, she was kind of killed off. So I don't know. It didn't go well for the black characters, while like other characters, kind of they tried their best to keep them, even though it didn't look the best. Kind of kept them intertwined in the whole kerfuffle of the show. So today I got, I was looking at somebody and some guy just put something up there and on Facebook. I was like, what? He said, "Oh, my favorite part is when Tasha was in jail. That was my favorite part." Little black dude, just so hyped up. And I posted something in the midst of this Gail Kobe thing about black men. We should watch how enthusiastic we are in bashing black women, right or wrong situation. We can't be out there doing cartwheels and all that to bash black women, and it's just a bad look for us. So when I seen that, I just asked him, "Well, why was that your why? Why was it your favorite part?" and he kind of went to the whole. He just, oh, she was doing this and she was all that bad and she's did this everything for Ghost. Trying. I'm like, and I said, well, she's the worst character of the show. I'm like, well, they're kind of all bad characters if you really pay attention to me, because watching it, I kind of got the feeling I know Ghost is the guy you got to follow and root for, but Ghost was kind of a piece of shit to me, and Tommy is a piece of shit, and he's kind of did some crazy shit, killing his own girl, and they thought he was gonna kill Lala's character, and he was moving real messy in his whole. I know he's the Terminator, and he's the black adjacent white guy, so he's for the hood, he's to the cookout and all that. But I thought he was pretty messy if you look at the code of things, and he should have been killed off. But then how did it come to then Tariq? He was kind of he's a he's a real annoying guy. But when did I remember at one point Tariq, everybody hated Tariq, but then it switched to Tasha somehow. So I just was like, I feel like the show had everybody's bad, but I don't know why you can single out Tasha. Maybe it was the writing, but I admit I didn't watch it show for show. I got reviews, but so then he just kept going deep and deeper, and I just remember who I'm speaking to, and this is a theory I have about certain guys who, or you got black guys who don't date black women. Now I don't know if it's just the woman he's with now. I've seen this guy out before, but I know that okay, you date women that aren't black, which is cool, but I don't know if it's his preference. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt that, but I said, okay. So then this other dude jumped in and tried to double down on Tasha. I'm like, who the hell is this? And I look at his profile and I'm like, oh, he's another guy who's had a cover photo back there of him with his non-black girl. And I'm like, okay. And I always had a theory about this. I said a lot of men, majority ones who don't date black women, they are very anti-black women, and they try to, they try to disguise it, or they'll keep it. Some actually would say that they're not, which is something that you don't ever see other races do of males. But I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, so this is a common thing, and I'm always get that fence. I'm like, all right, so these guys hate Tasha, and I see that they're black men who don't date black women. Cool. And they were trying to go hard on the show about why Tasha, and I said, well, no, from what I watched, it's just horribly written, and it seems like, yeah, they chose to write it in a way to make her look that way. But me watching the show from start to the point I stopped, I said I felt that in some situations Ghost was going to be his own demise and the things he was doing, or maybe Tommy, and then they added Tariq. I'm like, but when did it just all shift to her? And then I think a third guy came in there, same thing, and tried to like co-sign with them. And I said, all right, let me look at him. And then I looked at his, I'm like, yeah, another guy who. Now I thought the girl was black, but then I seen, I'm like, all right, she was ambiguous, but I'm gonna say she was like maybe like Indian, Spanish, but it wasn't. So I'm like, okay, so these are three dudes. Now it could be that they're maybe all friends because of their preference or who they date, but I'm like, these are three guys coming in there on Power and just like pouncing on the whole Tasha character. Out there, they were so hyped, and it's just like, wow, man, like that show and the popularity of it. Because I still think it's horribly written compared to like other shows like The Wire, which brought you in the characters and the actual storyline of the city, how interesting. Like it really made you watch and think and resonate with people instead of just, a live cartoonish kind of element that Power had. Explicit, but still to me kind of cartoonish in how unrealistic some of the things are. It kind of made me think, like, are people having this discussion about the show, how this very popular show, and it's, a lot of black people love it, a lot of people aren't black, but like black women love it, and it's just like, do they get this, like, this same sense of me that this is very anti-black woman show? And even like it like kind of makes you want to not like the characters who are black, or the black female characters. And I don't know, does anybody else get that vibe? Maybe it's just me, but with the midst of the show, the way it ended, and I'm just like seeing more of black men just pouncing on the whole Tasha thing, and I'm just like, yeah, there's something right with my formula about the new modern, I call them new Negroes, post-integration, how it's just like a lot of them have a problem with pro-black agendas on one end, and then you got the ones who really just don't like black women, and they take it personal, like something was done to them. Like, y'all not old enough y'all not old enough to have that any legit, I'm not like reasoning from me, because like our grandparents, and they held shit down. They, for better or for worse, stuck together and stuff. And the further away we get away from that, we end up result like men like this who go out their way to tell you how, oh, I that ain't nothing. This is black. They kind of like all lives matter, their existence. And then in the ones who date outside their race, which is cool, you could date whoever you want, but these black men for some reason think that them dating outside of their race validates them as something better than where they came from, and they take that with them with the way they resonate with black females, even if it's in real life or in a damn TV show where they're 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 just going hard with the keyboards about, oh, that Tasha, I hate that Tasha, and I'm just like, oh, but dude, why you so hyped up? So I don't know, just a little random thought I got about, it's kind of a power review for me, and then things I seen outside of it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, but peace.